Hi guys, Brooks Gibbs, and I've been the spokesperson for Save the Garden, and I really don't have anything to say at this speech. I feel like I'm wasting my words, but I just want to commit to you guys that we're still committed to action, whether it's litigation against the city for giving away a street that's rightly ours, that we actually own, and a referendum. We have the right, according to our charter, to reverse that decision you're about to make, put it to the voice of the citizens.
I want to make this public knowledge. Section 6.02 in our charter gives people the power to initiate a referendum to call the voter veto. The charter says the voters of the city shall have the power to require reconsideration by the council of any adopted ordinance, and the council fails to repeal the ordinance so considered to approve or reject in the city election. We are putting city on notice that tomorrow morning we will start a referendum process to put this ordinance on the ballot to let the voters decide. The other thing, the applicant Flag Service Org, who owns the property on the west side of Garden Avenue, should not have any say in the building process of the property they don't own. If the Flag Service Organization and its representatives, Mr. Potter, were to have been given permission to negotiate the building deadlines, etc., on behalf of the property that is owned by separate legal corporations, the Church of Scientology Religious Trust, who are the owners of the property on the east side of Garden Avenue, then the issue would likely be a major issue to the IRS, having religious tax-exempt status with the premise of independent organizations separately functioning in all areas. That's just a lot of words. Maybe someday you'll look at them, but we as the citizens will stand tall.
My name is Jose Estigaribi. I'm an attorney with the Becker firm, and we have the pleasure of representing Nash Keys, which is a local piano bar and restaurant. The owner, Mr. Tello, is to my right. We are in the process of filing a declaratory action because really the issue that we see is who is the rightful owner of this property. And it benefits everyone, I think, to know who is the owner. I know there's an Attorney General opinion. I've read it. I think we've all seen it. We've all analyzed it. But that's not a judicial determination. That's not binding.
We had this street for sale for over $1 million. People sat on this board and said, that was a smart decision. I stand here, I'm a constitutionalist, and I believe that it should be sold for fair market price. And now it's not being sold for fair market price, so I led to the assumption that it is not the law that we look to follow, but an organization that is smaller than the mass majority of the people that you're here to represent.
The hall does not need Garden Avenue to be built. I've seen the plans myself. Many of the citizens of Clearwater will remember how you voted in this, and you will have to justify that to them when you come up for re-election.
Hello, I'm Mark Bunker. I'm sure many of the people in this room consider me a suppressive person. Hopefully, nobody up here does. Garden Street, it's going to be a street that they want to block off between the L. Ron Hubbard Hall and a park. How many people do you really think are going to show up in that park? How many parks does Scientology have downtown now? There are several. You don't see anyone in any of them at any time. What we're going to have is Scientology being able to take that street off the market, close it off for themselves when all they really need to do is get an event permit to shut down the street when they have an event and protect all the people who are coming. It's a simple thing to do. A lot of people have been donating to make this hall happen. Same way with the Superpower building, the flag building. They broke ground for that in 1998. They opened it up in 2013. During all those years where it was sitting there half finished, they were raising more and more millions of dollars. So whatever time schedule they have for the opening of the L. Ron Hubbard Hall, I'm sure that's going to be backed up as more donations are demanded. Again, allow ambulances and fire trucks and citizens to use that street when there's not an event going on. I'd like to give credit to all the folks from the Save the Garden project who really did a remarkable job gathering signatures. I'm sorry, some of them were tossed out on technicalities, but they showed that there are a lot of people here in the city who are concerned about Scientology's actions downtown. They're not called to fill up this room. They just let people know when you knock on their doors how they feel.